and my good friend and supervisor Ed Gebhardt is taping this for us. This is what we call a Chrysler 300 Club mini meet. We are doing this for the Penn State Northern Division chapter, and we have a host of people and vehicles around here. And as we go through, we'll try to show you some of the cars that people have brought, even though they're not all Chrysler 300s, and introduce you to some of the people in this area, and we'll talk to them about their Chryslers and their interest in cars and things. Hello, Paul. Got the microphone in hand and everything here. We're really happy that you were able to make the meet. This pleases me no end. This is the first time I've ever met Paul and the first time I've ever seen his car. Paul, why don't you just tell us a little bit about the car for some people who might not be familiar with Chryslers. Just tell us about this car.
Well, this is 61 300G. I'm not too good at this.
Well, neither am I. Neither am I. So we can ad-lib it right. Paul's got a really clean one here. Take a look at the engine in here.
Yeah. Back in 61, I saw one of these in the showroom when I was a kid, and I always wanted a red G coupe. And I waited and I waited, and finally I realized I better start hunting for one or I'll never find one. And I finally found this one. I bought it from Bill Dobbs in Connecticut. Brought it back. And
Bill has some other nice cars too, doesn't he?
Cheated though. This is originally a white G.
Oh yeah?
I always wanted a red G.
No one would know unless
and I changed the color.
They looked seriously into it, right? You've done a beautiful job inside too. That's gorgeous.
She's all original.
Yeah.
I've tried to keep it all original.
It's a real pretty car. Well, we're glad that you came and up to this thing. We've never hosted this before, so this is new for us.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever
We're doing what we can. But I'll tell you right now, if it hadn't been for a lot of our friends, which we'll meet as we go along, we never would have been able to do it either. So we'll go from there. Okay. Picture of the famous 1958 Packard Hawk, probably the ugliest automobile ever made. Now all the swarms of people that were hanging around it have gone away now. I don't understand where they all are. Here's a couple over here, Curtis and Jennifer. And Ed, if you can swing around, let me just introduce some people as we go around. Dick Davis, a friend of mine from many years ago, originally built the old butt-in. It's amazing. Every time Ed turns the camera, everybody goes behind him. Ray Simkowski from Syracuse Way, another Chrysler 300 owner. Didn't bring a Chrysler 300 today, so we can't show you a picture of that. And over to the right is Dick's wife, Lorraine. So they're now up in the Boston Lake area near Schenectady. No longer living in our territory, but lucky enough just to happen to come down today, if you can call it luck. And over again, who we got over there now? We got, who's that foreign person there, Ed? Oh, you do? It's called a Super Pontiac? Yeah? Who's that gentleman standing next to you? That's Rick? Rick came all the way from overseas? And that, of course, is Ed's wife, Barb, obviously, for those people who don't know. I'm not much at this narrating business, but I'm going to learn. Fast, I guess. Right, okay. Mo Lidke from Milford, New York, right. I always want to say Morrisville, but it's Milford, right. Mo did not bring a Chrysler 300 today, although he owns a few 300Gs, but he did bring the Corvette that's over there in its place. Hang on there. So Mo's got the vet, right?
If anybody dismantles it, I want to watch them, especially when they put it back together.
Keeping it in order. Okay. Okay. And over here is John Burtz from all the way from Long Island. Today, John has the Superbird, which is way over there to the left, and Ed will probably have to stop the camera for a moment and go over and take a shot of that. Okay. Thanks, brother. Hi, John. Now that we found the... you're coming, Mr. Rook. You're on your way. You're coming very soon, right? As I mentioned before, John came all the way up with his brother Rick, who I don't see around right now. He must be over having something to eat or what have you, right? John drove this handsome bird all the way up from Long Island. Can you tell him anything about the bird? How you got it, or what your interests are?
Well, I bought it... it was a year old when I acquired it. I bought it off a girl who just went into divorce proceedings, and she got tired of it for some reason, and I've owned it ever since. And I basically consider myself one of the original owners, period, of any bird.
You are original if you had it within that period of time, I guess, right?
Yeah, it had 13,000 miles on it when I got it, and it's only got 45 now.
You're doing some body work on it and getting it back to...
It was originally yellow. She painted it dark green. Unfortunately, the dark green started flaking, so I cleaned it all down, and then I had a chemical imbalance with the paint. Needless to say, it's now back to paint shop's time.
All right.
So
Well, we've all been through that a number of times.
round and round
anyway.
we go. The never-ending battle of the car.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, standing to John's left here is his brother Rick, who rode up with him with his also Mopar hat on.
Look at
Right.
the camera.
Look at the camera and say hello, Rick.
How you doing?
57 New Yorker. That's what you've
68 383 GT Sport. And that's all I got at the moment. That's my little toys. The New Yorker's been in the family since brand new, and the GT Sport I've had since it was 4 years old. And I bought it off the original owner.
got. Great.
And I'm restoring that one. I'm restoring the New Yorker also. So
Wow.
that's my little toys.
That's not bad. And my appreciation goes out to these guys from driving all the way up to from Long Island to attend this mini meet up here. And we'll move on to some of the other crazy things. In fact, right behind me, I guess while Ed's got the camera running, this is a perfect time to show him what's right behind me. And we're going to move over shortly after Ed pans this car and catches it, and to the owner of the car, which is standing there with his hat on. And I just don't know how to describe the owner. You really don't describe this owner, you just look at him. That's Mr. Don Rook, Pleasant Valley, Pennsylvania, and he's brought up this handsome Chrysler. Right, Don?
Pardon, sir?
You heard. Come right over here, Don, or should we go over there? Whoops, you're on my cable, Ed. Now this will be the second, I'll put this right on the end of your videotape from your program.
Oh, all right.
Ed is taping this the same as the guy taped your program down there, which was immense. Every year, Don puts on a Father's Day gift for himself, but of course it supplies the beer and a lot of room, and several hundred people usually come. Last year, Don said he had
Close to 500.
close to
Jack.
500 people and about what, 200 cars?
Maybe between 200 and 300.
cars. So that's a little bit larger meet than this one is. But anyway, yes, Ed, you got to get some appreciation for it. Possibly, Ed, if you can, you might even get the trunk of this thing. It's so different that you have to kind of just keep going around it. Don, how many cars do you own altogether?
Probably about 160. I don't keep track of them too close. Some come,
You know,
some go.
I can understand that. I have difficulty when people ask me, and I say, I don't know, 17 or 18. So I guess if you have 160, it would be a little bit more difficult
Well,
to
I
know
don't
exactly
count
how many.
sports cars.
I understand. Yeah, how do you think?
Go ahead, Jack, your turn.
I haven't got much more to say. You just, we can talk all day, but it's a little bit more difficult when you get us on the camera here anyway.
No, actually, I didn't know too much about Chrysler 300s, but we came across a Chrysler was for sale back in 1965, and I never even considered driving the things. And I was out looking for a Chevy wagon at the time, and my neighbor was a Chrysler mechanic, and he says, try the Chrysler. It's cheaper car to buy and cheaper car to run. You know, the man was right. And then years later, the kids got me interested in 300s, and I looked around when the price of Packard was going out of sight and decided that these were the things that you could still buy and have fun getting, and they weren't known cars. You got a challenge of trying to find one of 248 or 125 or whatever.
It's a challenge.
And almost every one that I got except for one was not in the hands of a collector.
It's amazing. Yeah, you've been
And
very
I did
fortunate coming
eventually
up with
get
stuff.
one of each.
One of each. That's not bad. Well, I really appreciate Don's coming up too, because
You're
he's way
doing
down
the
in
same
Pennsylvania.
thing, Jack, aren't you?
On a much smaller scale.
Of course, I also
Much
have
smaller.
one of those winged wonders, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know. Right.
But mine doesn't have a Hemi.
Oh, well.
Some,
I just lucked out.
some of us,
Right.
some of us are very fortunate.
Yes,
Right.
but Don, you at least have almost one of every 300,
Right.
which you can still hold your head up about.
I mean,
that.
let's face it, I swapped a 300 for that great Hawk that we saw at the beginning of this videotape down there. So that really makes me a sick man, doesn't it?
Not necessarily.
It does have the Packard name in it. Well, we're going to catch on a few more people around here and see what we can. Don't go away, Ken. Ken is trying to get away, but we won't let him get out of the way. Okay. Taking a picture now of 1956 Chrysler Newport. Belongs to Ken and Lorinda Kozer from Lakeview, New York. And we're honored to have them here too today because they're quite a bit farther away than most of the people that have come here today. And Ken, how long have you had the Newport?
Well, yeah, this one about 2 months. It's an original car. It's only got 54,000 miles on it.
Really in nice shape.
Thank
You're
you.
going on vacation. Now, you and your wife are going on vacation now, and you stopped here on the way.
On our way to Virginia.
Virginia with the old Chrysler.
To Chrysler, right?
When you're on the road, did quite a few people turn their heads?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people.
It's beginning to
All the
become
time.
noticeable now that when the cars get older. I found that even with our 60 Chrysler. Nobody used to even look just a few years ago. Now all of a sudden, people start to turn their heads and look. You just don't see that many old ones around.
They kind of look at you funny when they're doing 65 and you whiz by them.
Whiz by, right.
They just kind of look at you and say they don't believe it can go that fast.
Yeah.
But it still can.
Now you've had other cars, but you've had other Chrysler 300s
Oh yeah,
too,
I've
right?
got other Chrysler 300s. Yeah, and K convertible with a 4-speed and K hardtop, mostly Ks, 300 Ks. Yeah, we get around. In fact, we're on the market for another K convertible.
Yeah.
Find one.
Well, that's good. Lorinda, you go in for these?
Oh, definitely.
You're all the way with
I like
the
yeah,
with the
I like the
Chryslers.
Chrysler's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the speed.
yeah.
yeah.
The performance and what have
Oh,
you. Huh?
yeah.
The rumbling of the high performance
Right.
carburetors and all the stuff that goes with it, huh?
She races more than I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well,
I'm
that's
the left
great.
foot of the family.
You can always get along better when both of you
Right.
enjoy the same
Right.
kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you stopping to see us this weekend, and we certainly appreciate your interviewing with me, as I'm not an interviewer.
Thank
But
you. There
we,
it is.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Dan rather than Tony or Chrysler.
Oh, let me know.
I think it's great.
You think it's all right?
I guess.
She's tolerating
No,
it.
I don't.
Oh yes. Mary doesn't like to be interviewed any more than I like to interview. But since she's here and she has no choice now, she's on.
I'll let you know tomorrow how I like it.
Mm-hmm. You come back tomorrow, Ed, and we'll re-videotape this, and it'll be all different. Right. She'll be lying on her back saying, "I've had it. There will be no more." Right, babe?
That's right.
We were trying to find Alan and Gloria. Did they get around here somewhere?
I think they're
Ah,
hiding.
let's walk down this way. Maybe Ed can follow us, and we'll go and see. Okay, we're now viewing the Long Distance Award for this meet. The Long Distance Award means they get to see the light show twice. Anyway, you're looking at the awesome vehicle known as a Chrysler 300D that Alan and Gloria Moon of Maryland own. Alan and Gloria, you probably would like to say a few words about the Chrysler 300 Club or your car or something, wouldn't you? This frightens me.
We'll let Gloria say a few words for the folks.
No.
Tell them.
You
Tell
can
them
say
about your
anything.
car.
It's all right. It's one of 860. Is that right? It's one of 860. We bought that in 1970. I guess the best way I can describe the car is to say that it's a member of the family. That we probably sell the dog and the kid before we sold this.
It's been a long way too, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Over 100,000.
Okay.
It goes everywhere. No matter where these people go, it goes with
Yeah. We call it Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything to add, dear?
Probably give me another beer, right? Alan needs another beer. Okay. Thank you very much, Alan and Gloria, for forcing yourself to come over here and give us that speech. Oh, we'll get you if we have to chase you. There's no way.
What do you want to know?
Christopher Brown. Christopher
Do
is
I have
my
to
old
subject
buddy
myself to
who-
this?
who tries to paint and restore some of the vehicles that I
To
have.
follow you along?
Yeah, you
or
can
what?
follow me along over here because we're going to show your vehicle
not
that you
on,
brought to the Chrysler 300 meet. Only Chris would bring something like this to a Chrysler 300 Club meet. It's not exactly a Chrysler, but as Ed will show you when he swings around, Chris has a Packard, of which I'm going to let him describe because I'm not that familiar with the Packards. What is this beast anyway, Chris?
Well, it's a 30 Packard with a Hemi engine in it.
I believe the 30 Packard part, but I don't believe the Hemi engine part. But it's a nice hood ornament.
Yes.
What do you think of that hood ornament, Ed? Can you catch that thing? They aren't just like that anymore, are they?
No.
My
No.
God. How long have you had this, Chris?
Oh, since about 1974. And
That's a nice car.
yeah,
It's a real nice. This is a straight eight?
strong runner. Yeah.
Straight eight in this one.
I enjoy it. I've done a lot of driving with it. Been a long ways away from home several times.
Yeah, it's never let you down on the road, huh?
No, not till today.
Not till today, right. Today he comes with a dead battery, but we'll push it and get it started and going. Anyway, no, Chris has taken care of a number of my cars that won't be on this videotape this time, maybe some other time, but he has helped restore them and done a lot of work in the past for me.
I thought this was a fat, short boys picnic you were
well,
having today.
It looks like it is, doesn't it? Right? Okay, getting these people over here to do this videotape interview, which I'm so terrible at and nobody else is any better at, has been a chore in itself. But anyway, I appreciate your coming over and saying a few words, and don't get too drunk on that draft.
I had you out-hatted today, you gotta admit.
Yeah, right. You have one ugly hat. Did you catch that hat, Ed? Take a look at that. Now that's what he chauffeured himself down here in that nice Packard with. It's almost an insult.
But not quite.
Not quite. Okay, Chris, thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.